Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people, and welcome back to Timberborn. Update 6 has hit the experimental branch, and we're here, we're in it. This is it. You might be thinking, well, what's it? Well, we'll get to it. But first, so you know I have a very heavily modded build here. Well, not heavily, it's really just a few, 4 or 5 mods. The automatic floodgates. We have some extra metal stairs, some ladders and other platforms, and then some extra power options, so we can do like vertical power shafts and things like that. And well, yeah, it's not gone well. You may have noticed you're pretty close to this water level has been dropping the whole time we've been talking, because I had some extra, or some modded floodgates that allowed us to build this big, huge reservoir, and it is, yep. What I think is great is the waterfall here. Like, if you look, the waterfall is right above that where it drops, but instead of the water just like, I don't know, somehow it's holding its shape up there. I don't really understand, but it's also spilling over down to here. We have 411 beavers who can't get to their homes because nobody can get anywhere because nothing's connected because of all the ladders and metal stairs. Like right here, we had a bunch of metal stairs. The district center's here, so anything that's like down here on this level is connected fine. Same thing's happening over here. Nobody can get anywhere. Everybody's trapped. Things that we built on big platforms, which we'll talk about why this is here and you didn't see it get built later. Everybody's just stuck everywhere. Even back here in our newer bourgeois district, nothing is working really, because they can't get to their food because it's up 2 levels. They can't get down from the rooftop terrace. They can't get out of the hot tub. Dude's just sitting there like, I would like to get out of the hot tub, please. So, what I did is get rid of all the mods and went back to pure vanilla. And let's take a look at things after I got it all corrected. And as you can see, we were able to get everything rectified. It's not the prettiest solution. All the ladders, or all the stairs, were replaced, or the metal stairs, I should say, just replaced with regular wooden stairs. And that was a lot of it. That alone fixed a lot of it. But then places like here, where I was making use of ladders extensively in this storage area, I had to come back through and add in stairs. Like we had, I think, ladders going straight up the side here. We had to do stairs and then add in a few extra stairs. There was some places where it's not the prettiest. Like here, where we just had the really cool ladders going straight up. Well, now it kind of winds around. A lot of things didn't have power because I had extensively used the vertical power shafts and some of those connections. Again, not the prettiest, but until the mods get updated on Steam Workshop, that's just going to be the way it is. And that was one of the things that Update 6 brought, is official mod support. They will be integrated. They are integrated into the Steam Workshop. Right now, there's very few. This is the day after the update that I'm recording this. And then this video will go live Friday. So just like 3 days after the update went live. I think it went live on Tuesday. So 4 days? I can math. So yeah, everything got fixed. The only thing that there wasn't a solution for, and we just got done with a bad tide, and we do have a lot of bad water here in the reservoir. I don't have an easy fix for this, but I do have a fix, and we're going to start on that in just a few minutes. Just to kind of recap, just some of the power things we did. Yeah, that's now coming down on the big angle instead of the vertical power shafts that we had like here, I think. Yeah, it was right there. You can see where the line was. But yeah, it's all recovered by getting rid of mods. And then as the mods that I was using get updated, and brought over to the Steam Workshop, I will start reintroducing them. I'm all for the mods. So things that I did while waiting for update 6. One is I built this huge storage complex. I mean, it's massive. This is all pretty much just large industrial piles with a few somewhere in here. There's warehouses in there for gears, and you can see the numbers that we've amassed. Because we knew that the Wonder, they call them something else. I've gone blank on what the word is, but the big extra Wonder that you can build. The other ones are monuments, yeah, so it's just Wonder, cool. The Wonders that you can build, they said they were going to require a lot of resources, so I figured let's stockpile everything since I don't know what it is. I also didn't know how big they were going to be, like in the preview videos and everything, they looked pretty huge. So here I kind of like went nuts building on a big platform. It's way too huge. Did the same thing over here. Way too huge. I mean, it took hours just waiting for them to go. So the reason I built this right here is these two over here weren't really getting a lot of visitors throughout the day. I guess it's because it's a little bit farther away, and so the travel time was taking it down, and their happiness here just wasn't really climbing to get the well-being up. So I kind of copied what we had over in the other area that we built a couple videos ago and put it in here. It's really weird. Like, my last video just went live less than a week ago with straightening out the river. But that was like 6 weeks for me. I've been waiting for update 6 forever, and I was really worried. I even, the whole new Fabledom series that's on my channel was just in case Timberborn didn't get update 6 before today. But here it is. Perfect timing. We also expanded, or I expanded out the batteries because I didn't know if the new Wonders would take power. And speaking of, I added in a bunch of wheels to our straightened river. And that kind of sums up what I did. I went through, like over here, and had some trees planted. Same over here. I blasted out a channel. I thought since we had this... Oh yeah, I also blasted this hill straight because I got really tired of seeing the beavers walk through a really scary, massive, narrow alley between two big, huge hills here. So I got rid of it. Sorry for that weird jump cut. My voice just decided to go. And then once it was lowered, I'm like, you know, that'd make a nice little place for a pond. So I brought this in here. We did have automatic gates to keep it full, but those don't work anymore. But like I said, we have a solution. And I know it's dark, but hopefully you can see everything fine. What else did I do? I added in dirt excavators over here because they were not keeping up with the dirt for just building this, let alone for building this. This I got built after that one way over there. Turns out these are way bigger than we need, but that's okay. So the first thing I would like to do is fix the reservoir. And to do that, we're just going to need to like cut off its water supply and let it completely drain, because this bad water is never going to flow out. I don't know how long it would take to dilute. You can see if we look really close. Actually, let's wait for daylight. There we go, we've got daylight. So you can see it's not actually contaminating the ground, so I don't think it would contaminate a beaver either. I did plop down a stream gauge. There it is. At one point, and this is like at 22% contaminated. But I want this to be completely uncontaminated, just completely free and clear. So I investigated a new thing that is in, it's in our landscaping, two new things actually. First is something that is impermeable floor. Also, levees and dams can be built anywhere now. So with that, the impermeable floor, all of this extensive stuff I did to make this possible, I could have just done like one layer at the top and it would have been fine. But that's okay, we didn't have it then. But it allows you to take the impermeable floor and, just like it says, you can create an area. Like if that were on top of a building, the water, obviously the buildings aren't watertight, but by putting that on the roof of a building, that would then become watertight there, and then you could just go around it with a bunch of levees, and you could make water wherever you want. You could also make your own little river supported, you know, so you could channel water, so like the bad water, when it came, I could just have it go up and over something, or you know, have the fresh water flow under. All kinds of really cool options that this presents that I'm really looking forward to in future builds taking advantage of. But they're like, hey, I was trying to build that. The other thing is sluice gates. There they are. No, there they are. The unidirectional automated water discharge, and they can be built on top of other buildings, so they can work in conjunction with what we were just looking at. We have them installed over here, just I wanted to test them, and this replaces the need for the advanced water, or advanced what are they called? What are you called? Floodgates. The floodgate mod that I had. This replaces the need, because these can stack and stack and stack and stack. And you can see you can either have them open or closed, or you can set them to auto, and then you have some choices. Close above downstream depth, and it even shows you the downstream depth. Like if we go to, hello, autosave? Yeah? Is this auto? Yep, there we go. It shows you the downstream depth right here, and you may notice that instead of it being just in steps of 0.5 meter, it's now like 0.05 or 0.1. I forget. We'll go look at that in a minute. I don't want to mess this one up. But this basically doing what we had before. These here will all close when contamination goes above 5%. And these over here are doing the opposite. They will close below 5%. So when this gets contaminated, these open, these close, bad water out. And it's that easy. And we're basically going to do the same thing over here, but to a much, much larger scale. And I do mean a much larger scale. What else is new? So we have some overhangs, which are kind of cool. They are solid structures that, as the name indicates, will hang over the edge. And there's several different lengths, all the way up to a 6. And then there's also the metal platforms, which we used here. The large metal platform has changed name. Sadly, it no longer is elevated like it was. It's just on the ground. But if you look closely, that is just one tile there. So you can still get them up high in the air. Not a problem. In fact, you can like come in and do something like that, and then you could put in another one of these here, and do like another one of these here, and get some really weird stuff. How it would never collapse, according to the patch notes, we're not supposed to question it. It's Beaver engineering, and I am okay with that explanation. So yeah, let's get started on what we need to do for getting our reservoir. First of all, cut off from the water supply, so it will just evaporate over time. And then look at how we're going to get the water all the way filled back up to here, so it will flow into there and all of that. I did, because I kept during bad tides, have bad water flooding here and then pooling over here, and sometimes even managing to get down here, which defeated the purpose of having these for power wheels during bad tides. I built up this wall right here, and so we have stairs here, so this is a good thing. I have a path. I don't have to start with a new path. We just have to now complete it to get where we're going. And I think what I'm going to do is get them up. I want to go across as soon as I can here. We're also going to bump up the working hours. I was trying to see, because I noticed my happiness or well-being was down just a little bit from where it had been. And I was trying to see if I couldn't do something to bring that up by giving them less working hours. But no, it's just 60 is about the best we're getting. And I'm pretty sure we had better than that. I think we had better than that. So as much as I would like to just go on down here, because that's where we're going to be building some stuff, I think the better route would be, since we won't have to clear any trees, would be go ahead and go across here, which I could use the overhang for that, but then I'd have to use some stairs to get across, because you can see they're up one. So if I did that, I would have to go like here, but then even then it doesn't reach. And then once I get over here, how do I make the connection that's higher? So yeah, we're not going to do that. We're just going to use good old-fashioned platforms. And I need to make sure that is, yeah, that's where it needs to be. Oh, it only needs to be a 2. So we'll get rid of that. And now make our way across this river here. This probably needs to be a 3 because that goes up. Actually, it needs to be more than that. Wow, okay. So that needs to be there, and then you need to be a 3. And then we need stairs right there. Cool, cool, cool. Perfect. And yeah, remember when we had a path up here and all of that, and I said I'm going to regret deleting that later? Yeah. That time has come. I regret deleting it. It's fine. It's fine. So I am going to bring them down 1 here. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to leave them up here, and I'm going to bring what I like to refer to as scaffolding right here. And then I want to bring that up to that level because we're going to do dirt blocks over here for most of it. Because if I do, I could do the sluice gates and just close them all. But if we take a look at what they require, they take metal blocks. And if you look up here, we only have 3,000 metal blocks. You're like, only? Yeah, but this needs 2,000. And I want to build 2 or 3 of these. So I don't want to use too many of my metal blocks. So we're going to instead build this wall up with dirt. And then just at the very top, have a sluice gate that's going to let water in and then shut when there's bad tide. So that is what I want to get going. If we do them this direction, they will be able to reach just fine. And then I think that'll be fine because I'm pretty sure we were able to get the water up that high. Yeah. Yeah, because the walls on that other side are that same height. So cool. That will get that done. The problem with sluice gates is they are unidirectional. So if ever I wanted to let this water back out, I would need to come up with a place for that to happen, which wouldn't be too hard. I could just like come a little this way and just blast through there. It'd take a lot of dynamite, but it could be done. And then have one that goes out. And that way I could even have it set so that if downriver these guys start, you know, during a longer drought losing water, we'd be able to release water from this reservoir and actually have it do something other than look pretty. By the way, I even went to the pain of getting a forester up here to plant trees, and even down here just to, you know, fill it in and make it look better. We didn't have trees. Now we just have dead trees because all the irrigation that was coming from this thing is no more. So that will get these dudes started, and we should see them on their way over here. Yeah, cool. So while they're working on that, we are going to come over here, and I would like to actually investigate using the overhangs. And the reason I want to do that is if we take a look, this has within 40 tiles of awe from the Repopulator. If we look where that 40 tiles is, I gotta zoom way out. It doesn't quite reach all the districts, so if I can get it out this way just a little bit more, that will be beneficial. Just the more I can get it to overhang, the better. So we are going to come in and put these in. I know because I've checked that the wonder is 7 tiles, and I wasn't counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then, of course, if you see, that's, you know, just 1 shy of what it needs to be because that's only 6. So to fix that, we will come in with train blocks, and we will put those in for the 7th, and then I'm pretty sure like the door to get in it is right in the middle, so we can just like do that and get it connected that way and just bring that straight like that. These will, you know, I said I don't want to use metal blocks, but it's okay because this is for a good purpose. This wonder, this monument, does not have to be built on the ground, it can be up a little bit. Wow, did that not? Okay, I guess it doesn't when you place it. So how do I then know that that's there? I guess the answer to that question is we're gonna speed things up. I want to get to where we can see what's going on here as well as somewhat over that way. I think I can zoom in a little bit more. There we go. Oh, those look really good. It's first I built one. There, we can see both. We're going to speed things up and let this get built. There we go. We're going to slow it down now that we've got the base of this thing in. So these wonders are a little bit different. And since they are so huge and they take so many resources, I guess the developers didn't want to just have you watching. By the way, hold on. There. Yes, look at the worker. I don't know if you saw him swinging this hammer, but the workers carry the little hammers on their backpack now. And it's adorable. Farmers... where's a farmer? Where's a farmer? I know there's a farmer around here somewhere. Where are you? There you go. Wear adorable little hats. Look at that. They're cute. So on these, as I was mentioning, these have phases that they'll go through. So as beavers deliver resources, you'll see it kind of take shape over time. What I want to do is come back over here. They're not quite across yet because they have to build that out. But I do want to start thinking about the other phase of this. And for this one, I do want to stack a bunch of sluice gates. Because when there is a bad tide, I want to be able to get all the bad water through here as quickly as possible. So what we're going to do is run just rows of these all the way up. And this will take place of those 5 high gates that we had for the other ones. So what I want to do for these, you can see the granularity. It's 0.05 that you can go. On this one though, I just want to go closed on all of these and synchronize. So these will all just be closed for now until this evaporates. So we could tell it to close below a contamination of 5%, and then that will be inherited by all of these in the same row, but not in the same column. You have to do that for each elevation on these. So we will just do that, and then that will just wide open at bad tide, and then when we go below the 5% contamination in the water that touches that particular gate or sluice, I guess they're sluice gates, then they will close so that we're building up water, sending it back that way, and then it will go there. Probably have to figure out a way to make sure it still flows over the top. I could probably just put a dam in. Actually, that's probably the play, is to come in here, and then since we want the water to flow into there at that kind of half meter, come in with a dam on top of that instead of what we were looking at. And then this will allow them to be able to walk across this and just build it. So I don't have to build like the quote-unquote scaffolding over here. So what I want to do for the rest of the video, well, first of all, I want to look at one other thing that we have. And since this district isn't dedicating a lot of their beavers to a particular task at the moment, I want to find a place that we can put something, a new fun object that we have in the game. So let's just come, let's come down here opposite the breeding pods and get rid of just a few of these trees right here. Just need 5 of them. Actually, they need to go 2 deep. So we'll get that done, and then we will look at the other new thing that we have. All right, it's morning. Not many of our workers are able to go over there with the floodgates, so yeah, they're all just clearing that out for me. Cool. Let's slow this back down, and we're going to come into well-being because we have a detailer, which customizes beavers' tails. Requires haulers. And they're just a 2x1 tile. And the reason I want 5 of them is because you can come in here. They have 4 designs by default, but if you hit browse, it'll open up a tails folder in your documents within the Timberborn folder. And you can put your own PNGs. I need to redo this one. I've already tested it out a little bit. And while it fits here in the thing, it doesn't really fit on their tails. They said 1024 by 1024 is the best resolution, but really it needs to be, I need to cut like a third off of each side. So I'll eventually resize that. But I want to make sure that our beavers have a choice in what they do. I want to influence that choice. We're going to make that one the Vainglorious logo. But they're not very expensive, just some gears, sheeted planks, and metal blocks. And then the beavers will come over here. If we take a look at one of our beavers, they have a new fun entry for the detailer, which is just fantastic. And we're gonna wait till somebody comes over here and uses it, because it's just the cutest thing. There we go. We've got somebody in the detailer. And you can see it's just like a stamp. It just prints it down there, and look at the clarity of it. Look at it on that one too. Like they're so well done. I might want to make the white transparent though. But look at that. Look at them. Look at the little tattoos on their tails. They just sit there, get the tails stamped, and then they have custom tails. I don't know. They probably just choose the first one that's available. I don't think they will have a preference. But I love that I can have the Vainglorious logo on a beaver's tail. And so if we check this little guy out, to Zane in the detailer, boom. By the way, the happiness goes higher. The well-being goes higher now. So I don't know how high it can go, but I intend to find out. So what we're going to do for the remainder of the video is just watch as this gets built, and then we'll also test it out at the end. So strike that. We're not going to speed things up right now. We have, after 15 minutes at the game running full speed, gotten to the first phase of the construction. It's like, yeah, they do about 3% a day is what I figured out. You can see they've got almost half of all the resources here, but we're only at 30%. But we just wrapped up a bad tide, and I had to go over here and manually switch these gates because I kind of forgot that we need sluice gates over here as well. So as soon as we have water flowing through here again, which probably going to take a while now, because these are set to close, so we might want to open these up for the time being. Yeah, let's do that. Let's let this water go through. The top ones are still set where they were, but we need to get water flowing for now. But they've got all of this built. This is done. So we can go in and get rid of our temporary scaffolding. If we need it again, we'll rebuild it. And we're just going to clean that up because I don't believe we have anywhere to put those resources. So we're just going to get rid of all this. And done. I will leave this in back here though. So first things first, we are going to delete that and that, but I've got to get a way for them to get over here. So we're just going to let them just drop down into the water, and then we are going to come back in here and go to our sluice gates. I will remember what the icon looks like eventually, and we want those to be double tall. And then on these, I'm going to pause. On this, we want to make sure that these are closed below, and we don't worry about downstream, and that these are closed below. And then here, we want to do just the opposite. We want to close above on those. Oops, and I clicked the wrong thing. So cool. That will get built, and then we will be 100% automated for a bad tide. So what we're going to do is up here, we will just have just a short montage, like I said, of about 10 seconds of each phase. I don't know how many phases there are. This one kicked in right around 25% if I had to guess. We are at 99% finished on this thing. I think there's probably like 20, maybe 25 beavers up here. Man, I can't imagine how long this would take if you only had like just your district center with 4 beavers. Ooh, that would take forever. But it is almost finished. That does not mean it's done though, because then it has to be stocked. And we'll look at that. There we go. It is done. Look at that. Let's just kind of take it in here. See if we can't get a couple good angles. I like how it just hangs out over the cliff. That looks cool. Oh my gosh, that thing's amazing. Yes, it's catapult. Basically what it does is it sends a beaver off to colonize. It doesn't really do anything in the game, but it does send somebody off. But there's a thing we have to do. It needs to be filled with 500 treated planks and 500 berries. So we're gonna get that in here, and then we're gonna launch it, because from what I understand, something special happens at that point. So let's get this filled. It shouldn't take but a couple minutes here. And we have the last couple of planks coming in right now. But before we launch, can we just take a moment to admire that fancy headgear? Look at the, oh, that's a bit close. There we go. Look at that. Do you have a custom tail? Did you go get a custom tail? Oh, I guess those probably aren't built yet, are they? No, they're built. Huh. A lot of them. Yeah, you can see some of them have custom tails. Some of them don't. But that's okay. They'll get to them. What I want to look at. So we're basically at 53. We have nothing for the Earth Populator, though. And I'm guessing that's... I want to get this Justice District. I'm guessing that's because it hasn't been launched yet. So we're at 51 in this district. And I'm assuming that we only get the buff when it is actually been launched. So I am going to save real quick. And I wanted to do that because this, you know, it's still early in experimental. I know that they've already had 2 hotfixes since the update came out yesterday. And one of them was crashing the first time you built a wonder. So, you know, I don't want to risk it. So, let's do it. Let's, oh geez. Okay. All right. So, wow. Oh my goodness. Oh, there he is. Works the Earth Repopulator. 53. He's on a little plane. This is adorable. All right, I want to keep him open here so that we can see what happens. And here we go. Oh my goodness, where'd he go? Hold on, I want to see him. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Oh my gosh, he's soaring. Look at him. I want to get. There we go. Look at that. Boy, if that isn't a thumbnail right there. Holy cow. Look at that guy. Look at him go. That's fantastic. Of course, as soon as I unpause, because it doesn't stay focused on the Beaver, he's just going to zoom out of here. And then, oh my gosh, it launches all 8? It launches all 8? What? I wasn't expecting that. No way. It just rotates around and just launches beavers. Okay. So, is it really taking beavers from the district? I haven't even... I'll have to, in editing, count how many launches this has been. This is incredible. I was expecting 1. This is fantastic. So maybe it launches every worker that's there, and then we get like a new group of workers. So does we have 6 homeless beavers? Does that change? Oh, cool. Wow. Oh, that's so cool. We did unlock the flexible start on my modified version of this map. I'll throw up a screenshot of what that looks like. It should put like this little icon on that map indicating that I have flexible start, which means I get to choose the starting location. I'll try to remember to put some footage on there as well. But well done. Your technological prowess allowed you to utilize industrious strengths of the Iron Teeth, conquer this map, and build the faction's wonders. Your pioneers flew away over the wasteland, leaving the thriving settlement behind them. If Earth is to recover, the newfound beaver prosperity needed to be shared. So we've had 573 beavers born. Probably way more than that, let's be honest. Because we have 549 right now. 50,000 water consumed. They've painted 1,200 tails, though, so that's good. We've cut down 24,000 trees. I bet it's more than that. 58 teeth broken, no bots. And dynamite detonated is way more than 5, if not 500, if not 5,000. We've blasted a lot in this save. But that's really cool. I dig it. Yeah, we have 8 new workers here now. And now we have 11 empty beds. Yeah, and 11 empty jobs. And no more homeless in this district. That is fantastic. And yeah, here they come to just fill it back up. That brought our wellness, our well-being up to 56. Interestingly enough, we didn't fill up. So I guess because it's not covering the entire district. Maybe if we would have done that at night, but then maybe it wouldn't have launched. Because so like anybody that would have been in these jobs over here weren't impacted, but everybody here is getting the impact of it. Granted, we are losing a big portion of it to just nothing over here, which is sad, but you know, it's something that we need to do. I'm just kind of looking at the reservoir real quick to see. It looks like, I don't know, that kind of looks like that's gross. Yeah, it's still poo water down there. So I am going to have to let this just evaporate out. But I'll do that between videos and get this refilled. So next time we're in Timberborn, this will be filled back up with just clean water. And then we'll look at a way of engineering to let the clean water out for a downstream option. Because right now you can see our downstream depth is only 2.7, but that can come up quite a bit. It can come up at least a meter here. I'm gonna look down here. Yeah, we can get a little bit more water coming out of there. So I would like to have this set up so that during a drought, this is sending water out of the reservoir and then it'll fill up. I don't quite know how that'll work with these gates. I just don't know. We'll have to see. I think I can maybe just leave these open all the time, though. And that'll take care of it, because then when the water's high enough, it'll just flow in there. And then once it's filled, you know, it'll stop because it'll be able to flow that way, too. So yeah, anyways, that's a problem for future, Brandon. I am absolutely in love with this wonder. I can't wait to do a Folktales, is that their name? I think so. Build where we can build the other wonder, but that'll have to wait. And until next time, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.